Hello again, I'm Sarah and I am continuing with my weekly check-ins for how I'm doing with my blood sugar and in that journey if there's been any changes and thoughts. Um, so just briefly, I was diagnosed in May as diabetic, and I decided that a type 2 diabetic. I decided that that was not something that I wanted to be permanently labeled with, so I decided to cut out sugar and white flour and potatoes, that kind of thing, and I was able to, just through diet, get my blood sugar back under control, and they removed the diabetic diagnosis, but I'm still in the pre-diabetic category, and my goal is to get down to where I'm not in a pre-diabetic category. I'm not that's not something that I want to continue with. I am morbidly obese, and because of the changes that I'm making, as you might expect with my diet, I have been losing some weight. I'm intermittent fasting. I'm doing the 16-8 window, and 16 hours of fasting, 8-hour eating window is what I meant. And since last week, Monday would have been 7 days since the last time I weighed in, but this is Wednesday, so it's been 9 days, and I've lost 1 pound, and my BMI is down 0.6%, which I'm kind of excited about that. My weight isn't down more than it is because Sundays, every other Sunday is supposed to be a reward day for me, and on my off Sunday is the weekend that I work. I decided not the last Sunday, but the Sunday before last, that I would splurge a little, reward myself for being so well behaved with my food choices, and I got some peanut M&Ms because they don't really bother my blood sugar, but unfortunately I ended up buying a pound bag, and I had some on Sunday and then the rest on Monday and Tuesday, I think Wednesday. So over the course of several days I consumed a pound of M&Ms. Not much of a reward for myself. And then on, I think Wednesday, during the day, a coworker brought donuts to work, and I decided to have one because I wanted to see how, if everything else I was eating was low, hardly any carb, it's just more like a keto guidelines, hardly any carbs, or what the donut would do to my blood sugar. And so it was kind of an experiment, but so I had a donut, and it did raise my blood sugar a little bit. I think that night it was like 110, and the next morning it was 140, whereas when I don't do a splurge like that, it's below or at or below 100 in the evening, and then right around 110 or so in the morning. So while it didn't like do crazy things, it wasn't non-effective. It didn't have any effect. It did have an effect. Sorry. And then on Sunday, just last Sunday, my weekend off is supposed to be my reward meal, and we went to Outback Steakhouse, and I pretty much gorged myself on bread, and I had part of a baked potato. I had a brownie with ice cream. I just ate and ate and ate all kinds of carbs, and thankfully my blood sugar was not too negatively impacted. It's back to normal now, or back to, I would say what it was used to be my normal, but back to acceptable levels. So that's the thing about rewarding myself. When I do it once, then it takes a long time to get over those cravings that come from that. And so it's not really a reward anymore. It becomes a burden. So I'm trying really hard to figure out if I can just not ever eat those things again. I did make low carb ice cream today. Sugar is my problem. I don't crave bread. I don't crave potatoes or pasta. But sweets are my downfall. So I got some sugar substitute, and I've ordered some Swerve, but this was something, erythritol, somebody had given me to try, and I used it to make a low carb ice cream, which I tasted it. I haven't had it yet, but I tasted it, and it seemed like it was sweet like you would expect from sugar, but without a weird aftertaste. So I'm excited to see how that does, and whether or not those sugar alcohols have any impact on my blood sugar. So yeah, I hope that next week my weight will be down more. Though I'm glad that I'm glad that I lost a pound and that I didn't gain, because I very well could have the way that I ate last week. So it's a journey, and I am a sugar addict, and I am working really hard to keep that away from my diet, and I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to even include it occasionally, but that's the journey that I'm on right now. So yeah, I guess I will that's really all I wanted to talk about, was reward meals versus not. I don't like calling them cheat meals. That just doesn't seem right. Anyway, I hope I'll see you again soon, and if you have any questions, just leave them below.